Saini, and I'm the co-founder and chief executive at LetStepOut.
My name is Sanni Ishfaq. I'm the co-founder and chief of operations at LetStepOut, and we both are the graduates of European Business Administration from Metropolia.
Yeah.
So we were studying Bachelor's of European Business Administration, double degree, started in 2016 and graduated this year, 2020.
Not really. It's I think when you're in ammattikorkeakoulu, to say, it's easy for you to kind of juggle between these two things. Also, your university gives you the flexibility to be working, and the professors, they're super cooperative. You don't have like overburden of like the things from the university. So
yeah, we were working throughout our studies part-time,
yeah,
and then in the last year we started entrepreneurship, so it wasn't a problem for us at all.
24/7 these days, actually.
Great time to ask this question.
We do not have some exact hours when do we start, or it usually is that as soon as we open our eyes in the morning, we have emails to get into straight away, and we don't go to sleep until 3 a.m. because there's a lot of pending work. And then we started, like the two of us started, but now we are a team of 8, so we have to juggle between all of those things and let them know what they should be doing and how they should be doing things. So
pretty much all the time.
Yeah, and including the weekends. It's been a while we haven't had a weekend off.
Yeah, yesterday we decided let's have a rest day, but no, it didn't happen. So LetStepOut is actually a digital service. It's in the form of an iOS and Android application. It's for solo entrepreneurs in the field of fitness and recreation. So if you're a trainer, you probably don't have enough time to do your marketing, branding, or your sales processes. So that's why you might feel like, okay, I can give up, or I have another job to do. How am I going to deal with this? So LetStepOut is here for them, handling all their processes and making sure that they have a good customer base. But on the other hand, if you yourself as a user look at it in a way that you will have convenient access to a variety of activities in one place. So we are here to make that possible, encouraging fitness and well-being for everyone.
Yeah. And the idea, it actually originated while we were on our exchange in Germany. So Germany actually has way more active culture. From our perspective, we felt that there are certain apps out there. You can just look into those apps, 1 hour before and jump into a class. So you do not have to have a membership already. You do not have to be bound to any contracts. It's just that if you just wanted to work out, you get in there, and that's about it. And at that point, Finland didn't have something, even if you have to go to dance schools or something, you will have to be enrolled for a 3-month period, a 2-month period. So we wanted to make that easier. And then on the other hand, it was combined with my personal interests. I have been a trainer myself for around 6 years now. And it is a struggle for the sole entrepreneurs or independent trainers to actually get all the resources first, market themselves, and then at the end of everything, they don't even get paid what they deserve after putting in all the effort. So we wanted to make this like easier and also worth it for people who want to do what they love. 2019, I think this is the most interesting part. We started with LetStepOut as our internship. So we were interning for our own company. Also, it was a risk, and the university did let us know that, it could be that if you fail at this, you're not graduating. And somehow they trusted us with this, that, okay, you can go ahead and, you can see for yourselves if you want to take the risk. And yeah, we actually decided we will take the risk and get started. Initially, we had people looking at us like we were just doing it as a project or we weren't serious about it. But now it's slowly just faded away. There, it's more like now people have this opinion about us being there and doing something rather than just.
We officially registered our company in July 2019.
Yeah,
here we are.
Initially, it's just been connections and personal funding, but then until the beginning of 2020, we did not need any financial resources. It was just trying to utilize whatever was out there available. For example, we did not have any tech expertise, and coming from a business background, it was just like, you wanted to build a tech startup, but you didn't have the technology. So we started by asking some trainers would they really need it, like validating the whole idea, would they really need this service, and started carrying out these classes using different platforms. And we used Facebook to list these classes and take bookings, and people could just pay via cash or mobile pay and directly to the trainers. And once we had some sort of traction, we started building the MVP, and that's the point when we needed the funding. And well, at that point we had to use our personal resources, because when you're starting as an entrepreneur, you will be struggling with this part a bit. As students, no one wants to give you the money because they will be risking it. The banks, they won't trust you with it because you have been studying for a while. You might have had a part-time job, but you're asking for too much until you have built some revenue for the company. So yeah, it was just putting in all the money that we had and then started building. After that, it was Nordea Growth and Startup. They came to our rescue. They helped us, and starting with the research and development phase with some funding. So until now, we are looking for an angel investor. It's just been bootstrapping until this point. So yeah, we started as co-founders. Today I'm the CEO. So that has actually, being a CEO, it might sound fancy. It is not fancy at all. It's just that you have to be more responsible. Right now, as co-founders, we knew that we had to do everything. But now we have the division of tasks. We can assign these tasks to the people who are working with us and are equally motivated about the whole idea and the whole company. And it's just that we have evolved over time in our positions and in our roles. And
I started as the marketing person. I was a co-founder, and then I was dealing mostly with marketing only. But now that we have a team, I'm the chief of operations, so handling the HR, trainers onboarding, marketing, so getting it all together.
And the financial
she's legal and financial person.
And all the team coordination and taking off the projects is something that has to be done. And at some point we put it together.
So it's something like we have been, the subjects that we have been good at in university.
Yeah. We are not tired, first off. That I think when we were working part-time jobs, it's just that we were just tired of, doing that thing. But even if we are working full-time now, maybe even if we are working on the week, it doesn't feel like work because it's something that we wanted to do. And also it's taking a bit of time. We are building in a slow pace, but at the end of the day, we have this kind of satisfaction that we're doing what we wanted, and at one point it will be something that is going to help a lot of people, and it already is.
Yeah, for me, I guess the best part would be that the thing that you visualize, like something that's still in your vision, you see that coming through at some point. So your idea becoming reality. I mean, that feeling, I don't know how it sounds cliche or something, but it's actually insane. So, like I never imagined that I would ever become an entrepreneur while studying. So it just came randomly.
You can thank me for that.
Yeah, she has pushed me a lot. She's like, you can do this, you can. I'm like, okay, let's try. I mean, I wasn't that much into it in the beginning, but now I realized this was the only thing I wanted. Okay. Just get in touch with me.
But then please make sure that you have some kind of certification, or if you're not coming off with a certification but have a valid experience. So for example, you have experienced this activity for more than 5 years, and now you have been training already, a few people. Yeah, just come on board.
Yeah, you can just send an email.
And for the certification part, this is important because some people, they might not have the experience, but they just graduated in, let's say, you wanted to be a fitness trainer and you just graduated and you're looking for opportunities. So you have a certification, but you're looking for experience, and we can provide you the experience. And if you already have the experience, we are here to actually certify that, these people are valid and they can do something. Okay.
Unfortunately, not at the university.
And I believe it's the people who started at Metropolia this year and the last year are lucky because now you have Metis. So we didn't have Metis at that point, the time we started. We had no one. And, as an entrepreneur, we at that point didn't even know what it means to be an entrepreneur. We just wanted to start our own company. And once we did, we started learning that we didn't even know the basics, and we had to learn those basics.
I think at one point maybe the first person she talked to was Luis in Berlin.
Yeah, and she pushed me off, like, hey, do it. You should do it. Why not do it?
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, yeah, maybe. And after that, once we were back and we applied for, you had to do this internship application before you could be an intern. It was accepted, and I think a lot of professors supported us. And initially we started off marketing StepOut when StepOut was not even a company by putting these random posters around the university. Like, hey, we're starting this.
We did a lot of things that were not supposed to be done, but I mean, that's how it goes in the beginning. But I guess Luis was one of the first people we talked to, and then Ross, he helped us a lot with the legal stuff.
He still helps us. And he literally helped us in determining like what other legal aspects should be taken into consideration when it comes down to like all the company work. The legal work is super important. You miss one thing and you might be in trouble in the coming few days. So he literally helped us, and he also helped us getting the trademark for StepOut here in Finland.
Yeah, and then in the first few months, I guess the most important part where we learned about the startup life, entrepreneurship, was Hatch Incubator that was organized by UAS at that point. So these are the few things.
Well, the bigger vision. So we started off as a small company, but we aim to be scalable and a global giant. I mean, every startup wants to be a unicorn, but to be a unicorn, you will have to be working, every single day, every single hour, every week, every month, and build. And it takes years for any company to get there. And we're just getting started, and it's just this thing that we came this far, and only if we just keep on going with the same kind of effort, we are gonna go where we want to go. So being a go-to name for anyone to book any going on activities, like you would order food on Wolt. Wolt is everywhere now. We would want to be like on everyone's phone. Like, I want an activity, I'll just use StepOut.
So our tagline is that creating convenient earning opportunities. So I see it in that way, that when trainers talk to us, that with the feedback, the positive feedback that they have, that this actually has helped us, or we have new customers, that's something definitely that keeps us going, that the thing that we're trying to do is actually working out.
Yeah. And recently there was this lady, a very generous lady. She sent in a feedback. It was her first class, first session she was taking virtually, and she wrote a long email explaining and elaborating how it was so good and it was so helpful for her, and she would already book the classes until December end.
She was a 65-year-old lady who was tired of getting trapped at home due to Corona. So these are kind of the things that help us keep going.
A hell lot of stigma.
Thank you for the question.
You start as entrepreneurs at this point, and literally every single person you meet who's already in the business will tell you to stop because it's a mistake. But let us tell you that no, it is not. If you start early, you will fail early, you will learn early. You will gain the experience that some people gain after they start, whenever they think is the right time, but there is no right time.
Yeah.
And it has been the case that for a while, initially when everyone used to be like, you're too young for this, stop. It bothered us and we wanted to, but at the same time, we just thought of it like, we don't have a choice anymore. We are already into it. We don't want to stop. So
it's been countless number of times that we've been told that you're too young for this, maybe not now, a few years to go and then. But I think that's just not the case. Don't listen to that.
Definitely there is a stigma. If you're too young, you are not going to be taken seriously until you actually start doing things in a serious manner and get the results. And tell them that, you are serious and it's not a joke. It's stressful. Because you never know what's going to happen. We were super ready to launch our app in the beginning of 2020, and the classes would be happening on location. But Corona happened. And that it was just like, a do or die thing. So the only escape that we had was that we could just go online and start online streaming of like our workshops or recorded workouts. But we didn't want to do recordings because at one point you could just put on a recording and just keep looking at it and sit on your sofa eating a packet of chips, right? So we wanted it to be interactive. So we built our own live streaming platform and push the trainers to start their classes over there.
Yeah, but with regards to personal development, I would say that I am not the same person I was a year ago. So entrepreneurship does change you a lot, in many ways. And I'm looking forward to many more changes in myself, professionally, personally. So that's there.
You're going to learn to be patient. That's the biggest part of being an entrepreneur. You learn patience and in different aspects, not just, in terms of one or two or financial aspect or something. No, you will have the patience to deal with a lot more than you did as a student or while you were at the university. And these assignments that might feel bigger right now are just going to be like, yeah, maybe we would have done that for the whole of our life because that was easy.
There's been quite many. There's been these roller coaster rides. You get the ups and then the downs, whatever, but then those ups are very exciting. For example, our journey has been, I would say, it's like a journey where you have these stops where one stop leads you to another. So we started with Hatch Incubator. Somehow we got nominated for the Startup Circus. It was also a pitching competition 6 days after the Hatch demo day. We were not expecting to win it, but we won it. So that was one of those times.
At Hatch, we were the audience favorites. Yeah. So I remember my very first mistake as when I was pitching over there. The very first thing that I did, a person from the audience just said, "Hey, when are you open for investments?" And I just didn't know what to answer because if someone says I have an investment, you would naturally come out with that we can talk. But then later on, I was told that you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, so each competition or the program that we've been part of has led us to another. So after Startup Circus, we managed, because of the funding and everything, we managed to launch our MVP. And then from there, we got into another competition, which led us to another one, and so on. So all these things are very exciting, I would say.
Yeah, and also experiencing different startup ecosystems in Helsinki. So we have been a part of quite many. So starting, Laureus, now Metes, and then also in Turku, we have been a part of Boost. And we have partnerships with Tribe in Tampere and Kiwas here from Espoo. So we just try to get into all of these ecosystems because you can get the right kind of guidance and support from these ecosystems.
I guess you need to be very positive and confident about your idea first of all.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts here, but
It's more like, of course, you have to be confident about it, but at the same time be realistic. Not aiming for, almost everything within 2 or 3 months. So being realistic is something that will help a lot.
Oh, I have a very good one. We need to be street smart. You have to learn to become street smart because there's people who are actually trying to fool you, and then there's people who's going to give you advice which will somehow maybe benefit them, not you. So you need to be very smart to know what's right for you and evaluate stuff.
And don't be afraid of making mistakes. If you make mistakes, you learn. We have committed the mistakes that might not, as if you might have had an experience as an entrepreneur, you would not actually do those mistakes. But we learned by committing these mistakes, and it didn't stop us. We learned, and now we're doing better. So, being positive, don't be afraid of mistakes.
Street smart.
Be street smart. That term. Every little thing, every little milestone is success for us. We actually are very happy even if we get into a competition. So not winning is not even the point. It's you got in, you were selected amongst so many people. That would be a little success. That we are worth something.
Yeah, and then positive feedback. Constructive feedback.
Yeah,
that too.
And constructive criticism as well, not just feedback. So there are quite a lot. I think Finland or Helsinki has a great startup ecosystem. So if you're initially getting started, we got started by having advisory sessions from Nuco Helsinki. So they guide you, they'll get you started. They have all sorts of help available and sessions that you can attend and know where to get started. They'll help you in knowing how to register a company, when you would necessarily need a bank account for your company, or even if you need to register a company at all in the beginning.
And also the shortcut. So they have some amazing workshops that can guide you through your journey. There is Mega Project. Häyhä does a lot of those. XCS, there's webinars.
Yeah.
So
Laura AS and Metis just started, I believe, and we already have been having these sessions with Laura AS. They have their new growth sessions, coming up. These are webinars that are going to help entrepreneurs to learn more.
I guess the major ones would be Nuco, the shortcut, and then when you network with people, that helps a lot.
Yeah, your University Entrepreneurship Society, they really are helpful. So the time we joined Hatch, we started from scratch. We had nothing. We just had an idea and we wanted to build. So Hatch, at that point, it's just that we knew that we were supposed to do this. We have been talking to trainers and carried out some workshops, but it was literally, almost nothing. But still, we were a bit advanced because we knew what we were doing. Yeah. So Hatch helped us in polishing our idea, especially they made us learn how to pitch. So we would like to thank Suvi for this. She was the chairman for Laura AS at that point, but she literally taught us how to pitch, how to be, present on the stage, how to, express what you want to say, and then putting time limits, so you cannot be talking more than 5 minutes. Stop. So, yeah.
Well, I guess a huge part of our professional development, the credit goes to Hatch Incubator, because we had no idea about certain things that we know now. And we met a lot of good people during the whole program. It was maybe the mentors or general people. We made really good friends. So it has been a great push to our startup in a way.
Yeah. And they are still supportive, they're super supportive of us. Even if we are going to go for some competitions, we always have them back us up.
Yeah. So they even show up to support us, we
were pitching location. At a ship, so we had XCS and Laura AS show up to
in Kotka.
To just support us.
So they don't just say that we support people, they actually do.
Yeah. Do we have disagreements?
Thankfully, not that much. Nothing so major or huge that we would be I don't want to see your face again. No.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
So that has never happened and it won't happen.
But I guess it's important to have two different personalities work together. If
we are the opposites. It's just that we opposites come together to bring the results out there. But when it comes down to opinions, I'll always have the opposite opinion that she has.
We know each other from, I guess, 8 to 9 years now, probably.
Yeah.
And we are very different personalities. And I think that is one of the strengths of our teams too. Because I have some new ideas, she has some different ideas, and that end up being some very good ideas.
And then there's something called majority vote. So we vote in the team, and whoever gets the vote wins.
So far it's been a very smooth experience in that way.
In terms of understanding each other. Many. So the first one that I mentioned was due to COVID. So we were about to get into the launch of the app and all the sessions happening at location and everything. But once that happened, it was just we were kind of lost for a while what to do, because we already had started spending, some money into it and started building the product itself. But what if no one uses the product? And that's the kind of struggle that COVID brought along. But then at the same time, after we introduced the live streaming platform, it started working out for us. So I think the first sales for 2020 started after the live streaming platform. That's April 2020. And other setbacks, I believe these setbacks are just, a bit
It's
of
just
push.
mental stuff.
Yeah, so
more.
Setbacks are, they're in your head. Probably, you will learn how to get over those and, be better the next time you do the same thing.
There's always a solution. You might not realize that. It could be right in front of your eyes, you won't realize it. And a month later you'll go like, why not do that? And then you're like, I would have done it months ago.
Yeah.
But there's always the right time, I believe.
Yeah. Competition, that someone might copy the idea, but then time teaches you that it's not about, copying the idea. It's more about how hard you have worked on this and how you built this, right? So it won't be. It might be that someone might copy it. It's okay, but are they able to put in the same effort and amount of work to do what you are doing? Well, probably not. So that's one thing. And
sometimes when you hear a lot of stuff, like a lot of feedback from others, you might get influenced in a negative way too. So that's something that the entrepreneur himself or herself has to decide that whether to listen to it or not.
Yeah. 24/7.
Of course.
What else can you do as an entrepreneur? Well, it is normal to stress, but then it's just like you will have to create a balance. Let the stress be there, but only enough to be sane. You cannot drive yourself insane, because at the end of the day, if it's taking a toll on your mental health or you cannot take it, you should probably think about, consider if you are really doing the right thing.
Yeah, make sure that you don't have a team that stresses with you. Like they should help you stress, like get out of the stress and know like, oh yeah, you're right, this is so horrible. No.
I believe we are super, super blessed for the team that we have right now. Even if we are going through a stressful phase, there might be, things coming up, but our team always backs us up. And they are the most cheerful people. Like, they actually make sure that even if, things are going wrong, to bring out the best out of those wrong things and, be like, yeah, we got this, we will deal with this, and we are in this together. So I think I'm the best example for that. Sometimes it's the case that there are things that you shouldn't be stressing about, but me being in my position, I'll make sure that I will stress about things that I shouldn't be stressing about, and I should have been, working in that time, but then I still stress about those things.
Yes, at times
sometimes about like recruiting 10 other people in the coming 3 years. No point, because you don't know what's happening, but then those thoughts just kick in. What are you going to do? How are you going to do it?
Yeah, you might get like, random phone calls and telling you, oh, this is the stress, blah, blah. And then I go like, okay, but why are you stressing? What's the point? And then everything calms down. Like, okay, there's no worries now.
I think we have been talking quite a lot about it, but it has been quite positive. It was like a setback just for a while, but once we learned how to deal with it and came up with a solution, that is the best thing that has happened to StepOut.
Yeah. The maximum sales that we've made is during this period.
Yeah. And now, it's more like when we are online, we are giving these interactive virtual trainings out there. It's super easy for anyone to attend these, from their homes or from, let's say, their workspaces, wherever they are. You just need a laptop in front of you. So, yeah. The perfect questions to be asked. Yeah, there are differences. We cannot run away from them. So, initially, when we started, that we did not realize it that much. But once you start getting into the system and know like more people, there are judgments. We are young. We are female entrepreneurs.
Started off as students.
Yeah, started off as students. So there are 3 stereotypes. Students, young, female. And when all of this comes together, you face the things that you might not face. Okay, I might add another one.
Non-Finnish speakers.
Yeah. Also, we might have been born in Finland or whatsoever. It doesn't matter. You don't look like one.
Yeah, and then you don't speak perfect Finnish. So, yeah.
Coming back to the female point. So, you're judged based on this. So it might be that if a guy would be doing the same thing, it might have had more worth. But slowly you will meet both the kinds of people who support you, others who will just bring you down. At one point we were told that initially in the beginning, some great mentor told us that girls just like to get some hoodies printed out and dance for a week or two and stop with it. That's not business.
Yeah, it was a room full of all male entrepreneurs and 2 female, and then
had it been someone else instead, I think they would have stopped, because the way it was said and put forward in order to bring it down, that's basically like I don't want to do this because I'm getting it from a senior in the system who already has experience.
Yeah, but these things I never expected, and throughout my life I've never seen a female artist this way. Never. And but we were once this was this interview kind of a scenario, we were literally asked, do you have male members in your team?
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Does it matter? Okay, our team is I think we have 3 guys and 4 girls on the team. Well, we are working really well. We don't differentiate. We just want the people who would bring in the skills. I think now our developers team, for example, usually the tech guys are just, tech people are guys, because they might be
stereotypes.
We have a girl, and she's the most brilliant person, and she deals with almost anything and everything that comes her way.
But I guess there are people now working towards bringing this change. For example, in Arctic 15, they have this whole track for women entrepreneurship and
inclusive.
Yes.
Super good. We already have been a part of the campaign called I Started This. I think they are doing a great job at this. So they will bring in the change, and they are trying to create this balance. So not just being female entrepreneurs, but there are a lot of other stigmas, diversity. So yeah.
Not now, at least. Maybe in the beginning somewhere, because we were also new, we didn't know stuff. But now that we know things, okay, we have been told countless times that this is the time for you to quit. You're not going to solve this problem that you have. But we're here now. That problem has been solved. So you have to believe in yourself, I would say. As cliche it may sound, but yeah.
And probably if you do not believe in yourselves, no one else will. There's no point of convincing someone else if you can't convince yourselves of what you're doing. You have to find the worth in your own ideas before you want to convince someone else about it.
So if you've made it this far, there must be a reason. So
yeah. Building Step Out. So the future, we don't know what's coming up in 3 years, but we definitely know that we are building our solution right now and providing our service to more and more trainers in fitness and recreation. Also at the same time making sure that these trainers get the opportunities that they deserve, and also making these activities available to people of all the ages, not just let's say the younger ones, but the kids and the elderly as well.
Yeah, so just trying to make things more and more convenient for both the sides, because in today's world I don't think anybody has enough time to just explore things and explore, but we need solutions on fingertips, so that's the goal.
Just do it.
Don't let anyone tell you that you are young for this.
Yeah.
For sure. If you have the idea, this is the right time. You're thinking about it, it's the right time. Just do it.
Yeah. Experience it yourselves. No one can decide for you, so you have to be the one taking the risk.